Very good afternoon. Okay, so let us start with this. So we had taken the first row here. We had considered the first row. Now, when you consider the first row, you are supposed to consider the first element in the first row. So 3 is taken. After that, to find out the minor, you have to leave the first row and the first column. Okay, so the first row and the first column should be ignored, and remaining uh, elements, whatever is present, that has to be considered for the minor of an element. Okay, now after this, what is the sign position? Plus, minus, plus. So it will be plus, it is plus, minus, plus. Okay, so here now take the second element, that is minus 8. Why minus 8? Because minus and then this 8 has to be considered. So 9, 2, 6 and 2, that is 9, 2, 6 and 2. You will not consider this second column and the first row. Next, plus 6. Now you have 6 here. Now when you're taking 6, it means it is in the first row and the third column. So leave out the first row and the third column and then calculate the value. 9, 8, 6 and 12. So that has to be considered. Now find the determinant of the matrices. So in the next step, what are we going to do? In the next step, what we have to consider is that 3 into do the cross multiplication. 3 into 8 into 2 minus 2 into 12. This is for the first one. 8 into 2 minus 2 into 12. Next, minus 8 into, here do the cross multiplication, 9 into 2 minus 2 into 6. This is the second one. Then plus 6 into, do the cross multiplication here, 9 into 12 minus 8 into 6. Are you all able to follow? Is everybody able to follow this? Yes, good. Now let us go on and simplify these values. Okay, now when you simplify the value, first simplify whatever is there inside the bracket. Now whatever is inside the bracket, when you simplify it first, it will be easy for you to come to the final answer. So first we are going to simplify this. 8 into 2 minus 2 into 12. Equals to, we have 3 into 8 2s are 16 minus 2 into 12 is 24. Then minus 8 into what is the other thing? 9 2s are 9 into 2. 9 2s are 18. 2 6 are 12. So 18 minus 12. Then plus 6 into 9 into 12. 12 9s are 108 minus 6 8s are 48. So you will have plus 6 into 108 minus 48. Okay. Now the next step is simplification. 3 into 16 minus 24 is minus 8. Then again minus 8. 18 minus 12 is 6 plus 6 into 108 minus 48 is 60. So 3 into minus 8 will give me minus 24. 8 6 minus 48 plus 6 into 60 is 360. So therefore, the value of this determinant, when you add minus 24 minus 48 plus 360, you get 288. So this is how you evaluate 3 into 3 matrix. It's a determinant. Sorry, not a matrix. It's a determinant. Everybody is clear with this problem? Any doubts? Okay, good. Now let us go to the next problem. Now in this problem, it is again a determinant. We are supposed to show that the answer for the determinant should be minus 40. Same procedure. However, we did in the previous problem, same procedure. But what we will do here is, we will do it with the second column, sorry, second row. Okay, we'll do it with the second row so that you will be able to understand in whichever row you take, you will get the answer. Okay, so here instead of considering the first row as the main, we will consider the second row. Did you all understand this part? We are going to consider the second row. So let us start. Solution. So first what we will be doing, first we'll have to find out the minor. So I'm considering the second row. I'll just write down here for your reference, considering second row. Okay, so first will be 2. The first element in the second row is 2. Now, if you see the matrix 3, 4, 7, 2, 1, 3, minus 5, minus 1 and 2. Now, since I am considering the second row and first column will be ignored, or we will leave out. We will not consider those two. What are the other elements which are left over? Which are the other elements left over? 4 and 4, 7, minus 1, 2. Correct? So that will be the first minor element. Correct. Correct, Padma. Correct, Netra. 4, 7, minus 1 and 2. So that will be the first minor of the determinant. That's the matrix. Now, next, what will be the sign position? Be very careful with the sign position. Now, if you take the sign position, you also have to understand where is plus and where is minus. Okay. Now, sign position of the second row. Sign position of the second row. See, first row will be plus, minus, plus. Second row will be minus, plus, minus. Right? So, this is going to be minus 2. This is going to be minus 2. Now, next, it's going to be plus. So, plus, what is the second element here? The second element is 1. Are you all able to follow? Or you want me to slow down? Okay, okay, good. Yeah, thank you for that. So, let us write down the matrix again. 3, 4, 7, 2, 1, 3, minus 5, minus 1 and 2. Now, here I am considering the second element 1. So, I will not consider that row and I will not consider the second column. So, what is left out? So, what is left out for me? I have 3, 7, minus 5 and 2. Okay, 3, 7, minus 5 and 2. Okay, so this is the second one. Now, again, check the sign position. See, you have to keep checking all the sign position and everything and then only write. Now, if you check the sign position for the second row, it is minus, plus, minus. So, minus, plus, minus, and the last element is 3. Correct? So last element in the determinant is 3. So 3, 4, 7, 2, 1, 3, minus 5, minus 1 and 2. So here again, we are taking this as the element. So second row you will not consider and third column you will not consider. Okay, second row you will not consider. Third column, why you will not consider third column? Because you have taken 3 here. 3 is taken here, right? So that is why you don't consider. So what is remaining? Which are the elements remaining? 3, 4, minus 5, minus 1. 3, 4, minus 5, minus 1. Everybody understood? When you take second row also, you will get the same answer. Okay, but you have to be careful with the sign. Any doubts in this? Yeah, correct, Spurti. If you have got the answer, very good. Everybody understood, right? Okay, now let us simplify this. Start finding the determinant value and we will simplify. So here minus 2 into, do the cross multiplication, 4 into 2 minus 7 into minus 1. Next, plus 1 into, again do the cross multiplication, 3 into 2 minus 7 into minus 5. And then again, finally, minus 3 into cross multiplication, 3 into minus 1, 3 into minus 1 minus 4 into minus 5. Okay. Now, in the next step, is equal to 2 into, so what do you have here? 4 2s are 8 and 7 into minus 1 will be minus 7. So I will get 8 minus of minus 7. Let us put a box. This will be minus 2. Outside it is minus 2. Correct. Then plus 1 plus 1. 3 2s are 6. 7 5s are 35. Again it is minus 35. So 1 into, sorry, 3 2s are 6. So plus 1 into 3 2s are 6 minus of minus 35. Then minus the final value, that is 3 into 3 into minus 1 is minus 3 minus of 4 into 5. 4 5s are 20. So minus 20. So here be careful with the minus sign. You will have minus 3 into minus, how much do you get? Minus 3 minus of minus 5. Okay, minus 3 minus of minus 5. Lot of minuses. Okay, so be careful with the minus sign. Now, in the next step, minus 2 into 8 minus of minus 7 means plus 7 plus 1 into 6 minus of minus 35 is 6 plus 35. Then minus 3 into minus 3 plus 5. Sorry, 4 5s are 20, right? It's not 5, it's going to be 20. Minus 20. So here it's going to become plus 20. Okay, now next step. Minus 2. 8 plus 7 will be 15. Then plus 1 into 35 plus 6 will be 41. Then minus, okay, it looks like 4.1. 1 second. So 41 minus 3 into minus 3 plus 20 will give me 17. Now do the final multiplication. Minus 2 into 15 will give you minus 30, plus 1 into 41 is plus 41, minus 17 into 3 is minus 51. Now, finally, what is the value we get? Minus 30 plus 41 minus 51 will give you minus 40. Write down here in big letters, hence proved. Everybody understood? Hence proved. Any doubt in this question? Okay, good. Now let us go to the next problem. This is solve for x. Now here we have one x given in the matrix. So we are supposed to find out what is that x. Now let us solve this. This is another variety of problem. I'll give you some problems where you will have to solve and send me the answers later. Okay, so this we will first solve for x. It's very easy. Now we already know how to solve 2 into 2 matrix by cross multiplication, right? So the same thing we are going to use here to find the value of x. Okay, so solution. So first take the determinant, that is 4x, 3 and 2 is equal to 4. We have the answer already. So we have to find one number in the question. Now, when you see a 2 into 2 matrix and when you see it as a determinant, the first thing that you will do is cross multiply that. So here when you cross multiply, you get 4 into 2 minus x into 3 is equal to 4. Are you all able to follow? Are you understanding what I'm trying to do here? Okay, good. Now, if you see 4 2s are 8 minus 3 into x is 3x is equal to 4. Now, since I have got the equation, it is easy to solve. So here 3x, or what we can do is we will interchange the sides. I'll take 3x to the other side. 8 minus 4 is equal to 3x. Next, 8 minus 4 is 4. 4 is equal to 3x. Therefore, x is equal to 4 by 3. That's all. Yeah, correct. Correct answers. Very good. So x is equal to 4 by 3. So everybody understood this problem. They can ask such problems. Okay, they can ask such problems, and it will not be for too many marks. Okay, it's just for you to practice more of such problems. Okay, and there are few practice questions here which you can practice. I will share this later in the group. Okay, any doubts in this concept of determinant? Until here, any doubts you have? Everybody is clear? Okay. Okay, good, good, very good. Now we will be going to the next concept under that, but here we will be using the determinant concept. Okay, so concentrate well. This is a compulsory question. Kramer's rule is a compulsory question which will be asked in your examination. One question for section B or section C, compulsory they will ask. So concentrate. So firstly, we are solving the simultaneous equation in matrices. We are solving simultaneous equation using Kramer's rule. Okay, so let us understand what is this Kramer's rule. There are certain number of steps that you'll have to understand, and then we shall go to the problems. So if you see here, we are considering two equations. Let us say the equation is ax plus by. These are linear equations. What are linear equations? Linear equations are where the degree of the equations is 1. Okay, the power of x and the power of y will be 1. You will not have square and cube and all that. So it is just 1 is the degree of the equation. So you have a1x. Since it's the first equation, so we have a1x plus b1y is equal to c1. C1 is the constant. And then for the second equation, a2x plus b2y is equal to c2. C2 is another constant. So if you see here, a1, b1, a2, b2, c1 and c2, all of these will be numbers. Okay, all of this will be numbers in the in your problems. So after that, if you see x and y, in both the equations, x and y are present. X and y will be the variables. Okay, x and y is going to be the variables. So this will be the equation, simultaneous equation we are going to solve by this such equations. Now there are certain steps that will be used in solving the Kramer's rule. Now let us see what are the steps. So the first step is to put both the equations in the format of ax plus by is equal to c. So as we saw here, it should be in the form of ax plus by is equal to c. So you should have x first and then y and then is equal to a constant. That should be the format of the equation. Now in the second step, we have to construct a delta. Okay, this symbol is called as delta. It's a small triangle symbol and we call that as delta in mathematics. So we have to construct a delta of the coefficient of the given variables in the same order together with their respective sign. So what are they trying to say here? Very simple is that you know what is A1. This is coefficient. B1 coefficient. A2 is also coefficient. B2 is also coefficient. So we are going to take these numbers A1, B1, A2, B2. We are going to take these numbers and form a matrix. So if you see from first equation A1, B1. From second equation A2, B2. So we are going to get a 2 into 2 matrix. So this is called as delta. Okay. Now, when you have a 2 into 2 matrix, suppose if this delta is 1, 3, 2, 5. Now, if we get a determinant like this, how are we going to solve this? How do we solve this determinant? What is the step that we use to solve the determinant? Who can answer this? So what did we do here? We have replaced A1, A2 with C1, C2 constants. Now what were we doing in the simultaneous equation? We were considering two two equations, and then we were eliminating them, right, by making it same. So here, instead of doing that, we are replacing A1, A2 with C1, C2. Now find the value of delta x, and after this you will get some value for delta x. Keep this aside. Okay, keep this aside. Now the next step, in the same delta, in the place of B1, B2, replace the constant. Now here what you did, in the place of A1, A2, you replaced constants. Now in the next step, in the place of C1, C2, replace the constants. Now when you do this, this will become sigma y, or sorry, delta y. Now once you have delta y, once you find the value of delta y, now the next step is to find x and y. It's very, very easy to find x and y, because delta x you know, delta also you know, delta y you know, delta you know. So we have the formula, x is equal to delta x by delta, y is equal to delta y by delta. Okay, this is for 2 into 2 matrix. Suppose you have 3 variables, we will continue to replace the constant in the third column also. Fairly understood the concept, how to solve? Yes. Okay, now what we'll do is, we'll try and solve this one problem. Okay, and we will see how it can be done. Now first, solve using Kramer's rule. Now in this question, first we have to form the determinant. Now in forming the determinant, first, if you see the equation, it is 3x plus 5y is equal to 8. This is already in the form of ax plus by is equal to c. It is already in that form, so no need to change. So let us form the determinant. So forming the determinant, that is delta is equal to, what is the determinant? You will have the coefficients, that is 3, 5, 6, 5. Okay, so you'll have 3, 5, 6, 5. Correct. So that will be the determinant. Now let us solve this determinant. So cross multiplication. 3 into 5 minus 6 into 5, which is nothing but 3 into 5 is 15 minus 6 into 5 is 30. So is equal to 15 minus 30 is minus 15. So delta is minus 15. So delta can be positive value, negative value, no problem, but it should not be equal to 0. Okay, here we have got negative value. So what we will do, we'll write here, since delta is not equal to 0, okay, hence, oh no, not required. Since delta is not equal to 0, we can proceed further, which means we can go to the next step, since delta is not equal to 0. Did you all understand until here? Any doubts in calculation of delta? Okay, good. Now let us calculate the delta x. Now my delta was 8, sorry, my delta was 3565, right? And the constants in the equation, are 8 and 11. So to find delta x, now what I am going to do is I will replace this 3 and 6 with 8 and 11. Okay. Now, since it's the first problem, let us write the explanation. Now, form the determinant delta x by replacing first column of delta by constants 8 and 11. Okay, so my delta x will be delta x, okay, one second, delta x will be first column is going to be 8 and 11. Second column will be 5 and 5. Now find the value of this. Find the value of delta x. Again cross multiplication. 8 into 5 minus 11 into 5. So 8 into 8 5s are 40. 8 5s are 40. 11 5s are 55. Again delta x is equal to minus 15. Everybody got this value? Minus 15. Okay. Now the next step is replacing the other two, the second column with the constants. Next, now form the determinant delta y by replacing second column of delta by constants. If you write this in exam, well and good, no problem, but there is no compulsion to write the explanation. Okay, if you want, you can write it, no problem. So what is my delta y? Delta y is equal to the first column 3 and 6 will remain and the second column will become 8 and 11. Now solve this. Cross multiply. 3 into 11 minus 8 into 6. So 3 into 11 is 33 minus 8 into 6 is 48. So how much do I get? I again get minus 15. So this is delta y.